Welcome everyone to today's webinar. This is all about attracting and retaining trade buyers. This is revolutionary stuff. This is not stuff that you probably have seen before. I don't know of anyone else in the industry teaching these things, so I'm very excited that you joined me today, and I hope that you get a lot out of this, especially things that you can begin using right away. So without further ado, let's jump in. And the first thing I want to talk about is this idea of leads. Leads is kind of a scary thing for a lot of people. And it's very, very foreign to people in the wine and spirits business. They're so used to getting in a car, driving to an account, or getting in a distributor's car and going to see accounts. There's really, for most people, have not been exposed to this idea of generating leads. But it is a powerful and scalable and very affordable way to get new customers. And I'm not saying you could live on this alone, but you should add this to your repertoire. And while you're stuck at home during the COVID-19 quarantine, this is something you should be doing. And so I think this is really a timely webinar, a timely bit of instruction. Look, here's the hard facts. There are wine buyers, spirits buyers all over the country. On-premise, off-premise, chains, independents, hundreds of thousands of them. That's right, hundreds of thousands of them. And if you don't think that they're on their phone during their shift, before their shift, after the shift, they're on there a lot. And most of them, if not all, are going to be on Facebook and Instagram. And what this training is all about is showing you how to find them. So this is powerful stuff, and if you take the time to learn it and implement it, it could change your life. So there's three components that I call the success trinity. I'm going to run through all three today. I'm going to move pretty fast, but I'm recording this, so you can always come back and watch it later and take notes, etc. Right now, just follow along. I'm going to do some Q&A at the very end, so jot down any questions that you have. To do all of this stuff, there's a checklist of things you have to have in place. So this is a good time to talk about it. And if you need help putting these things into place, you just let me know. I'm happy to point you in the right direction. But you need a proper Facebook page for your business. By the way, Instagram is owned by Facebook, so whatever you do with your Facebook advertising, it will also show up on Instagram. So if you're one of those people that says, well, I'm not a big fan of Facebook, or my customers aren't on Facebook, you're kidding yourself, and you're selling yourself short, because there's a ton of opportunity here. So you have to get this, you have to get on board with this stuff. So a proper Facebook page. You need a business manager and an ad account. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this today, but the idea of boosting posts, you need to get over that. If your company boosts posts and you call that Facebook advertising, man, you are missing the boat. You got to get away from that, and I am happy to talk you out of it. You just let me know. We'll have, within 10-minute phone conversation, I will talk you out of it and show you what you need to be doing instead. And a lot of that you're going to see today. But you need to have a business manager and a proper ad account in order to run Facebook lead ads on Facebook and Instagram. You need to have the Facebook pixel installed on every page of your website. We're going to talk about that in depth today. You also have to have a privacy policy in your website. You can't run Facebook lead ads without a privacy policy in your website. You're going to need to link to it when you create the ad. And then you just need to gather all of your current customer lists. If you've got trade lists from trade shows you've been to, or just from your own contact list of trade buyers, Facebook can use those to find more people just like them. So you can turn your website into a lead gen machine. People are visiting your website all the time. What you do with your website will determine how many leads you get out of it. And unlike a lot of things in our industry, this is 100% within your control. So let's talk about your website and the things you need to be successful at. You've got to have a website that's optimized for mobile. I still see websites that are not optimized for mobile. They were built on old technology. It doesn't cost a lot to build a new website on Weebly or Wix or Squarespace. It doesn't cost much at all. You can go on Fiverr and find somebody to build it for $300 or $400. So there's no need to be living with old technology. Your website needs to have lead forms and lead magnets. I'm going to show you some examples of that. And of course, I already mentioned the pixel, and I'm coming back to the pixel. You really need to have your website optimized for search. There's some basic stuff I'm going to show you today, and then there's some more advanced stuff. But it is well worth it to at least start down the road of SEO. I'm going to show you my own website and how I generate leads from my website. Now, my customers are wineries and distilleries. Your customers are going to be bartenders, bar managers, sommeliers, wine buyers, etc. But the process is the same. I have a page on my website for resources. When people click on resources, it takes them to these. I have 4 downloadable resources. These are things of value that people might want, and you can have them as long as you give me your email address. So if somebody wants my Facebook lead ads, this is the most popular lead form I have on my website. Everybody wants to get a copy of the Facebook lead ads playbook. I highly suggest if you're on this webinar, you get this too. Just go to my website, go to resources, click this. When you do, a lead form pops up that's integrated with my email marketing software, ConvertKit. So this is, and the best practice is to keep it very simple. First name, email address, that's it. Don't make people fill out a bunch of stuff. Not to get your free content. You may have more larger contact forms for just regular contact lists, but for downloadable content, you must keep it as frictionless as possible. So this, I can't tell you how many wineries and distilleries end up on my email list because they wanted to download some of my free content. Now then you've got regular web forms. Most of these they should be integrated into your email software. I love to use this example from Woods High Mountain Distillery. They do a fantastic job of capturing leads on their website. This is their lead form, email address, first name, last name. They go ahead and capture birthday. They use MailChimp, as you can see, so all this is integrated to MailChimp. But here's my favorite part of this. Right here, I'm going to blow this up so you can see it. There's a checkbox. You can check, I'm a spirits enthusiast and want up-to-date on events, special announcements, or I'm a bartender, retailer, restaurant, or other member of the trade. Right away, they're capturing trade leads. Now, if you don't think they're getting bartenders, retailers, liquor store owners visiting the website, you are wrong. They're getting a lot of these types of visitors, and they've found a way to accommodate, to isolate and identify the trade. So they're doing a very good job of building up their trade email list. What to do with that trade email list is coming up. Let's talk about the Facebook pixel. It is shocking to me to see how many craft distilleries and small family wineries are out there. They're not using this. It's free, and it is one of the most powerful things you could do. Free and powerful, and you're not doing it? This is insane. So I hope if you're watching this webinar today that you get on board this, and if you need some special help, you just pick up the phone and call me or send me an email. We'll get you hooked up with the right things to do. But this is some powerful stuff. It's free. You need the pixel on every page of your website. That is not hard to do. We can show you how to do it. But what it does is it tracks everyone who visits your website. Facebook captures their identity for you. They don't tell you who they are, but they put them in a little folder which you can use to create custom audiences and lookalike audiences. You can also use other pixels you can use them at checkout. You can find out who put a few things in the cart and then abandoned the cart. There's tons of use for the pixel, but you need at least one basic pixel on every page of the website. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this particular slide, but there's a ton of great information from Facebook about the pixel. What is it? What does it do? How do you use it? How do you leverage it? So you should avail yourself of all the free stuff. This is one of those free things, the Facebook Lead Ads Playbook that I just showed you, where people are downloading this from my website. You could search for it yourself. The fastest way is just go to my website and get it. But this online document, this digital document, is full of great links and resources to help you fully understand the Facebook pixel and how it's used for lead ads. So this is a snapshot, a screenshot of 2 of the pixels on my website that I use. One is for my Salisbury Creative Group website. I get about 6.8 thousand visitors a month, and every single one of them, right down to the last 10 minutes, whoever visited my website, whoever's on my website right now, their identity is being captured by the Facebook pixel. And so I can target these people, and I do a lot. I also have another pixel on my Teachable platform. That's my online school. And I track people who visit there. But here's what I do with it. When you create audiences inside your ad account, you can create custom audiences and then lookalike audiences from those custom audiences. Now, the most powerful custom audience you can create is called web visitors last 30 days. This is super easy to set up. Super easy to set up. I'm not going to go through it today because there's so many other things I want to get to, but it will tell you the size, and that's not really right because it should be more like 6,000. I'm not sure why it's saying 1,500, but this is an audience. So if you visit my website, you're going to get one of my ads if I have an ad running. This is so automatic, and you probably have this own experience in your own life. It's springtime in the northern hemisphere, and soon it'll be time to start cutting your grass. If you need a new lawnmower and you visit a couple lawnmower websites, your Facebook and Instagram feeds are going to be full of ads for lawnmowers. And you can do this too. Wineries and distilleries, if you're not doing this, man, you're out of your mind. This is so powerful, and it's free. So what I do with this, then I take my 30-day web visitor audience and I create a lookalike audience, which is 2 million people. 2 million people for the US alone. That Facebook's algorithm is going to take my web visitors from the last 30 days, is going to put the most powerful algorithm in the world to work to find 2 million more people who look like those people. Now imagine all the winery and distillery employees and owners that visit my website. Facebook is not going to have a lot of trouble finding other winery owners and winery workers and distillery owners and distillery workers. They're not going to have any trouble at all. This is why my ad campaigns are so successful. A lot of you came to this webinar because you saw one of my ads. So you're living proof that this stuff works. But here's the bottom line. You visit my website, you will get my ad. And there's nothing you can do to stop it. It's going to show up on your feed because you visited my website. There's not a darn thing you can do to stop it. So wineries and distilleries, you have got to take advantage of this. It is so powerful. It is a little creepy, but hey, this is dog eat dog out there. If you haven't noticed, there's more than 10,000 domestic wineries, another 40,000 imported wines. There's fast approaching 3,000 craft distilleries in the U.S., and there's more coming. It is guerrilla warfare. You have got to leverage everything that's within your grasp, everything that's within your control. So just really quick on SEO. This is a little scary. It used to be scary for me till I started getting into it. But you can start dipping your toe into it. So do some research about keywords. Make sure your website is full of keywords. You need to have internal and external links on your website. This is another way that you can show up higher in search. Relevant content is always one of the best things you could possibly have. I'm a fan of minimalist, clean-looking websites, but if you have text anywhere on your website, it needs to be relevant content, so that when Google's robots are searching the web and crawling across your website, it's picking up stuff that can be used in the search. And you can always work on your loading speed, which is keep your images small. Make sure, and there's tests you can run to see how fast things load. So this is something you can do. It's within your control. It's not very expensive. So, and there's more resource. I can point you to further resources on this. I use a tool called Yoast, Y-O-A-S-T, on my website. I paid someone to help me optimize my website. Best money I spent, because it's really helped my web traffic a tremendous amount. So let's move on to the other two parts of the success trinity, which are lead ads and email marketing. And the two kind of work together, so I'm going to cover them together, one right after the other. Now don't be intimidated by this chart. Basically, there's kind of three phases, if you will, of making all this stuff work. One is you got to get people to opt into your trade email list. And there's basically 4 ways to do that. People who come through your website, your Facebook lead ads, which we're going to talk about in a minute, people you meet at trade shows, people you meet out in the market, they all need to get onto your trade email list. From there, you need to build a relationship based on value, eventually turning them into customers. So there's the opt-in phase, the nurture phase, and the retention phase. So we're going to talk about this, though, how to use Facebook lead ads to grow your trade email list, how to attract them, and get them to opt into your list. This is so powerful. So to do this, there's a special type of Facebook ad called a lead gen ad or a lead ad. When you get into your ads manager and you hit the big green create button, you're going to see this screen. Now, a lot of people use traffic ads to drive traffic to their website or to an event page. You can use engagement to get more people to like your page. But when you click on the lead gen ad, it's going to open up a whole new world to you. Now, if you want to really go deep into lead gen ads and how to create them and how to improve their success, I have great resources that I can share with you to do that. For today, I just want to show you the basic mechanics of how this works and why it's so powerful. So here's a typical, I just created this from scratch. There is no brand called Ginja Gomez liqueur. I just created it so I can use it for an illustration. This is what a lead ad might look like on your Facebook feed. The spirit of this ad is to educate you and introduce you to this sour cherry liqueur from Portugal. As limoncello is to Italy and ouzo to Greece, so Ginja is to Portugal. When you click learn more, when you click more, it opens up a whole additional set of ad copy. One of the keys to a lead ad is don't make it too advertising. Don't splash your product all over the place and look like you're promoting your brand. That's not a good practice for a lead ad. Tell a story, share information, grab people's heart. Now, there's a whole science to copywriting and ad design, which I have great resources for that. But for today, I just want to show you what these ads look like. Now, I'm going to aim that ad at my custom audience, my last 30-day web visitors, and the lookalike. So I'm going to launch this ad against a very targeted audience. Here's the cool thing about a lead ad. When people click sign up, it opens up a lead form right inside the Facebook app or the Instagram app, depending on where they see the ad. When you run one of these ads through your Facebook ad account, there's a place in the process where you can check a box to say, I want to also run this ad on Instagram. So a lot of people say, well, I'm not on Facebook. All my fans are on Instagram. You still have to set it up through your Facebook ad account. But when they click sign up, it pops up a lead form. Now, here's a typical lead form. You have total control over what it says, total control of what information you collect. A lot of the information is pre-populated by Facebook because it's a Facebook user that is clicking sign up, and Facebook already has a lot of information about them. But here in this particular example, I'm trying to screen for trade-only people, so I'm very explicit about it. Sign up for our trade-only email list. Be the first to know about events in your area. VIP access to samples, unique cocktail recipes, bartender contests, that should say contests. And then I might have a few other qualifiers to make sure I'm really checking to make sure these people are trade. Does your business sell craft spirits? They can click yes or no or not sure. Which of these best describes where you work? And when you do select, it says restaurant, bar, hotel, package store, etc. And when they click next, their leads get captured. You retrieve the leads inside the Facebook ad account. It'll show you how you're doing and how many leads you have. When you click this blue thing right there, which is it's abbreviated, it says on Facebook leads, you'll get this menu, you download your leads, and here they are. And whatever information you had in your form will show up here. So if you had restaurant name or liquor store name, that would be one of the fields here. Right now I just have first name, last name, and email. But look at this column, platform. This tells me if the ad came through on Facebook or Instagram. And I promise you, those of you who don't think your fans are on Facebook, you're going to be shocked that usually about 80-90% of the leads that come in are from the Facebook app itself. So it works for Facebook and Instagram, and Facebook will tell you where the leads came from. You get all kinds of things in here, but you get enough real trade leads to make this whole process work. These are actual companies that have filled out trade lead forms for clients that I consult with. You get chains, big chains, small chains, independent accounts from all over the place. These are real people working in restaurants, liquor stores, hotels, etc. It's very powerful stuff. So the next step is to have all those leads that you just saw automatically integrate with your email marketing software. Now here's where a lot of people get scared and confused and overwhelmed. It's not that hard. Look, people, you must learn these skills. If you are watching this webinar and you're in the role, a selling role, this is not something you have to leave to your marketing department. You can work with them on this, but you personally need to have your own email account. You need to be working your leads, generating leads and working your leads so that you can sell a lot more product without having to drive all over the place or waste time in a distributor's car, or worse, get on a plane and fly somewhere and spend a bunch of money on rental cars, hotels, etc. This is so much more efficient. Anyway, there's a process to do this. You go to your Facebook page, you click Publishing Tools, you click Lead Setup, and you integrate these leads right into your email marketing. Because from there, you want to launch an automated series of emails. This sounds all overwhelming, but it's really not. Anyone can do it. If I can do it, you can do it. But an automated series of emails is done inside your email marketing software, whether it's MailChimp or ConvertKit or Constant Contact. I've got two illustrations here. Basically and I use ConvertKit, so this is what my automations look like. If somebody signs up for one of my things, two things happen. They get tagged for that item of interest, and they get subscribed to a string, a series of emails. And this is kind of what it looks like. They join a list or subscribe, they get an email automatically. You wait a day or two or three, and you send a second email automatically. Wait a few more days, sends the third email, and you see how this goes. I've got to give you two very practical examples of what this looks like. I have an automated sequence running right now. This collectively, what you see on the screen is called a funnel, a sales funnel. I have a Facebook lead ad that is running to a landing page where people can download this free content, this guide to selling wine and spirits remotely. Many of you on this webinar have already been through this process. But something else happens when you fill out this form, and that is it starts firing off an automated series of emails. I don't have to do anything. I set this up, and it just runs and runs and runs. I have over 130 people who have filled out this form. I have 130 leads to follow up on. How would you like to have 130 trade buyer leads to follow up on? That would keep you pretty busy. And since you're stuck in the office, this is a great time to do this. But in my particular case, you get a welcome email. It has some helpful links, shows you a great video that will help you with the process. 3 days later, you get a second email automatically. Here's some more free stuff to help you on your journey. See, I'm giving. Eventually, I'll extend some kind of offer to people. So if 130 people come in to the funnel, maybe only 10 will buy, but that's okay. 10 people buying is a significant income for me, and my little ad campaign starts paying for itself many times over. I want to show you what a typical automated sequence would look like for a winery or distillery. This is more of what you're interested in. You might have a welcome email, and the purpose of this email is to thank them for signing up and show them around by inviting them to explore your website and social sites. Do not sell people. Don't sell anything. No newsletters. Just keep it simple, short, to the point. People signed up for your trade email list because they want to receive your emails, but they will unsubscribe if you do not give them things of value, things that are of interest. Be respectful of their time. 3 or 4 days later, they get a second email, more value, maybe some recipes or cocktail recipes or something from your family. Do not sell. 3 or 4 days later, another email, giving more value. Maybe this is a story of how you got into the business, etc. Eventually, you're going to offer some kind of offer. This is a great book. Gary Vaynerchuk wrote a book. He's got several books. Crush It is one of his most popular. But this one is jab, 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 right hook. That's what we have here. Jab, 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 right hook. This is the lead nurturing process. It takes some time to develop. If you need help developing the content of emails, I definitely have a great advice for you there. Now, one last thing, and that's click segmentation. When people click on things throughout this process as they're journeying through your email string, they're going to click on things. When they click on it, they automatically get tagged. So like in my case, I invite people to visit my YouTube channel. If they click on that link, they're going to get a tag that says they're a fan of YouTube. And then when I launch a new YouTube video, I'm only going to send it to the people who have already expressed an interest in my YouTube channel. This keeps my open rates high and keeps people engaged. I have very few unsubscribes, and for those of you who understand email marketing, my open rates are 50%. The industry average is 14%. So I work really hard to give people what they want so they stay on my list, and I build a relationship with them over time. So let's pull all this together. Here's what this looks like. Constantly driving traffic to your website where you're capturing those visitors with your pixel. You use the pixel in your warm audiences for your lead ads, which integrates with your email marketing, and this cycle just keeps going round and round and round like a flywheel. This stuff really works. It's well within your grasp. It's totally doable. So where to go from here with your leads? Well, you want to keep monitoring who is engaging with your content, who's opening your emails and reading them and clicking through. It's very easy to follow along. If I use ConvertKit, so I have wonderful dashboards and reports that show me who's engaged with exactly what content and how often. It's incredibly powerful. It's a great insight to my audience, my customer base. You can do the same for your trade audience. Another thing you can do is go ahead and follow them on social media. You know they're on social media because that's how they found you. And a little bit of light engagement. Don't be creepy and act all salesman-y. Just a like here and there, a comment here and there, genuine engagement. I recommend people spend 20 to 30 minutes a day just engaging with their potential customers on social media. Over time, this really pays off. If you can't do 20 or 30 minutes, then do 10, but do it every day. And above all, be patient. You've got to be very patient. This takes time. Establishing relationships takes time. Don't be thinking about transactional selling. Think about building relationships based on value. So next steps, where can you go from here? If I've piqued your interest, if you've found value in this, if you want to learn more, I can take you there. I have an online school on the Teachable platform called the Salisbury Creative Group Academy. You can get there through my website. Just go to my website, click on online courses. It'll take you right to this menu. I have 5 courses right now, a brand new one I just launched, which is why I'm doing this webinar, Attracting and Retaining Trade Buyers, a Small Brand Starter Kit. But I have other resources too. If you don't know if you have a Facebook ad account or a business manager, for $100, you can watch this course. It'll walk you through everything that you need to do step by step. I've got a whole course on leveraging Facebook lead ads, but this is the course that I'm talking about today in the webinar, and I want to make sure that you know about it. It's only been up for about a week. It's called Attracting and Retaining Trade Buyers. So when you get to my website and you view online courses, it takes you to this menu. Then you just click right here and it takes you to the course. So what's in the course? Basically, it's a series of videos. There's a short welcome video. You can see the length of these videos. This one on email marketing is very long because it's complicated. Turning your website into a lead gen machine, that one's fairly long. A total of 68 minutes for these first 8 videos. But here's where the money where I put my money where my mouth is, and that is I take 48 minutes and walk you through the entire process end to end. And this is what it looks like. We start with the basic campaign objective. I show you how to work on your key messaging and your hooks. I walk you through step by step for the ad creation process for a Facebook lead ad. I don't know where else you can go to get this. I really don't. And I really worked hard on this to provide a lot of value. I'm kind of a linear, logical thinker, so I walk through this step by step by step. You can pause it, rewind it, rewatch it, take notes. That's one of the powerful things about having online video courses. Then I walk you through the automated email sequence, how to integrate it with your lead ads, how to choose the right software, how to create those sequences. I give you templates and content for doing that. And then when somebody has gone through this whole process and they end up in your monthly drip campaign, I share some ideas about how to do that. So this is an incredible resource for you to learn how to do this in a black belt kind of way. So what does this cost? The course is $299. But I am offering a special $100 discount for people who are watching this webinar. If you use the code SCG100 at checkout, you'll get $100 off, which makes this course $199. I mean, come on. That offer is good until April 15th, and I personally guarantee if within 30 days of buying this course, you aren't 100% completely satisfied for any reason, I don't care what reason, I'll just give you your money back. So there's not much risk. But you've got it till April 15th to save $100. After that, it's still, even at $299, it's still an incredible deal. So check that out. Go to my website, click on online courses. It'll take you to the school, and you can go register. So I would love to now pause and do a little Q&A. I'm sure there are a lot of questions. Go to the chat box. Maybe you've already been into the chat box to add questions, but go ahead and start firing away with the questions, and we'll go from there. Thank you.